What's up, everybody? We are back. Armed and Black is the channel. We are here, episode 2, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about what's the best way to carry a firearm in public, particularly for my new shooters. I know a lot of you guys have questions about how can you carry a gun in public. If you missed episode 1, please subscribe to the channel and go check that out. We talked about what is the best carry gun, what is your carry gun as a shooter. And it was really a conversation directed towards a lot of the new shooters who are coming into the marketplace for the first time, buying their first gun, and they're just trying to figure out what's the best way to carry a gun, as well as what type of concealed carry gun should they buy. So today's episode is, what's the best way to carry a gun? And let me just bring up my gun here. No magazine. As you guys can see, safety first always. The gun is cleared. Perfect. So if you missed episode 1, I talked about the Smith & Wesson Equalizer and why I chose this gun as my carry gun. I'm not going to go into all the details of the setup that I have here, but I have those suppressor height sights, EPS carry, crimson trace, make sure to get that thumb safety. But this is the gun that I carry. I like it a lot. Shoots well. I'm very accurate with it, and it's a great gun. So carrying a gun in public is obviously a huge responsibility. Huge responsibility. And if you're going to carry a gun, you need to make sure you're carrying a gun in a safe and productive manner. Side note, again, obviously, if you're going to carry a firearm, please carry in a holster. A lot of people tend to carry a firearm just tucked into their waistband without a holster. That's a recipe for disaster. You're probably going to have a what they call a negligent discharge. And essentially what's going to happen at some point, you're going to shoot yourself. So you don't want that to happen. Get a high quality holster that's going to protect this trigger guard to ensure that the trigger is not pulled accidentally. So the first way you can carry a gun is what we call outside the waistband or open carry. This is my open carry holster. It has a nice defined click. Open carry essentially is when you are carrying a firearm and your gun is exposed to the world. People can see that you're clearly carrying a gun. It's openly, and it has its benefits, right? When you open carry, obviously you can gain access to that firearm a lot faster. Grab that gun and just draw it a lot easier. The drawback is that people know you're carrying a gun, and sometimes you can become the target of the misconduct of criminals. They will sometimes target you, follow you, try to sneak up behind you to grab that gun and pull it out of the holster and essentially escape, maybe even shoot you with your own gun. So I don't recommend open carry. I typically do not open carry. I also know open carry because I'm black. And as a black man, I know that carrying a firearm in public openly can trigger certain people to believe that I'm up to no good. So I typically don't open carry because I don't want to be surrounded by 30 cops all trigger happy, ready to shoot me, so that I'm not doing that. So I typically don't open carry. If I'm at a gun range, if I'm competition shooting, then I will open carry in some way, obviously to gain access to the firearm quicker, to shoot and do the things that I need to do. But on a regular, I just don't open carry. So that's one way you can carry a gun. The other way is what we call in the waistband or concealed, more concealed, right? So concealed carry or in the waistband is essentially when you are carrying a firearm but it's completely concealed and nobody knows that you have a gun on you. This is the typical way that most people carry a gun, and they will carry it on their waistband. Normally a shirt would be over it in some way. The shirt would be over it. They carry it in different areas, right? You can carry at the 12 o'clock position, which is right below the belly button. And at the 12 o'clock position, the pro is if something happens, you gain really quick access to draw that firearm and do what you need to do. The con or the drawback, at least for me, is you have a gun pointed directly at your private part. When you carry at that 12 o'clock position, I would not do that. As I said in my first video in episode 1, we believe guns don't go off without pulling the trigger, but there has been hundreds of cases of firearms going off and no one has pulled the trigger. Again, we're not going to name any brands, but we know which brand that tends to happen with. So for me, I am not in any way going to carry a firearm and have it pointed directly at my private area. I just don't feel comfortable. But 12 o'clock position is one way. Then there is a 3 o'clock position, which is right on your side. The 3 o'clock position for me is nice. The problem is I print a lot. Printing essentially means the gun is pushing through your clothing and it's showing behind your clothes, and people can tell or assume that you're carrying a gun. I don't like printing. I don't want anyone even knowing that I have a gun. So I don't like the 3 o'clock position as much, although it is comfortable. I tend to print a lot. The other is 5 o'clock, which is essentially behind you in the back. I don't print at all at the 5 o'clock position, so I do like the 5 o'clock. The problem with 5 o'clock is that it's behind you, right? And again, you have to worry about people sneaking up behind you, pulling up your shirt and grabbing your gun. The other thing about the 5 o'clock is that if I'm in my car and I'm sitting down and I'm driving and that seatbelt is across me and something happens, I can't gain access to my firearm because my back is sort of sitting on the gun. So I would have to unbuckle the seatbelt, move forward in order to gain access to the actual firearm from back here. So the 5 o'clock position doesn't work well. It doesn't work at all if you're sitting or if you're driving. So it's not really practical in that sense. But it is pretty much the only space on my waistband where I don't print at all. So that's just something to think about. Some people like to cross draw, which is they draw from the other side of the body. I don't like cross draw, but some people do that. So we have open carry, we have more concealed in the waistband type of carry. However you carry, at the end of the day, getting a proper holster that's going to protect that trigger guard is what's important. The third way you can carry, which is my favorite, is something like this. This is a tactical fanny pack. The one I have on my chest is from 945 Industries. I'm not paid by them. I don't work for them. I was just online, came across this company that created these tactical fanny pack bags where you can conceal carry your holster in the bag, and I really like this bag. So essentially what you have here is a quick pull tab. So yeah, see this little tab here? It's a quick pull tab. These are zippers. So when you're trying to access your gun in a pinch, you just pull down on this tab like this. And what you're going to find is a holster that is then exposed, and it's held together on this Velcro backing. So you just stick the holster at any position you want, and your gun, put it right in there, clicks in, and you have your gun fits perfectly in that holster. Put this up, zip up this side, zip up that side, and if something happens, very quick access to your gun. So this is my favorite way to carry a gun, because again, when I carry on my waistband, what tends to happen is it feels heavy. Like the gun is almost like pulling down my pants sometimes, as well as I'm restricted on what type of clothes I can wear, right? If I really can't wear shorts, I really can't wear sweats when I'm carrying on the waistband. So it's really annoying. I almost need jeans or something that can hold a belt. So it just doesn't make sense to me in some ways. But I know other people have figured out how to carry a gun wearing shorts and sweats. It's just too much for me. So in most cases, when I'm carrying a gun on my waistband, I need some type of jeans. With this bag here, I don't need any of that. I can be in shorts. I can have no shirt. I can be in sweats. I can be in any type of outfit, and essentially, this bag is going to give me access to the gun extremely fast, right? If I go to the beach, I carry this bag, right? If I'm going out to the movies, out to dinner, wherever I'm going, I have this bag here, and I don't have to worry about anything, right? I can put these pockets here, I can put other things, I can put a spare mag, I can put my keys, my wallet, everything fits in this bag in addition to my firearm, right? Just draw from here, it's perfect. This is such a great way to carry a gun. I recommend this to you guys, especially for new shooters. This is a great way to conceal a firearm. It's just really great. And the great thing is that you can tighten this strap as much as you want, as you guys can see. and it really hugs your body where the bag is not shifting. This bag doesn't move, it doesn't shift, it just stays in place. So I know every time I draw, I gain access to my gun. I do a lot of training with this bag, so a lot of the drawing that I'm doing, I draw and draw and draw. I do a lot of dry fire with this bag. If I'm at the range, I normally would draw from this bag in order to shoot. Training is everything. It doesn't matter which way you carry. If you're not trained to access your gun from the way that you're trying to carry the firearm, everything else just doesn't make sense, right? Training is key. And for me, I train nonstop in this particular setup. I make sure to draw, grab my gun, and fire. So this is a great way to carry a gun. Another way you can carry a gun is like an ankle holster. Some people are into that. I'm not. I would never carry a gun in an ankle, but some people carry in an ankle holster. Yeah. So there's open carry, there's in the waistband carry, there's things like this, tactical fanny pack, there's ankle holster. There's a lot of different ways you can carry a firearm. For the ladies, they have different holsters that are like attached to your bra. They have thigh holsters that maybe you can gain access to your firearm by pulling up your skirt. There's so many different ways to carry a gun. Do your research, look at these different ways, and let me know down inside of the comments, what is the best way you guys carry a gun? I know for me, this is it, the Tactical Fanny Pack, 945 Industries. This is how I carry a gun 99% of the time. I only go to in the waistband carry if I'm going up, somewhere where this particular setup just doesn't make sense. Like if I'm going to a wedding or something like that, maybe I'll do the inside the waistband carry. But for the most part, I'm carrying in a tactical fanny pack. But let me know down inside the comments, what is the best way that you guys carry your firearm? Okay? Subscribe to the channel, ArmedNBlack, and we're going to have these conversations, especially for the new shooters, to give them the information that they need when it comes to carrying a gun in public. Again, this is a big responsibility. These things are not toys. They are tools, and they have to be used correctly. So please carry your guns with confidence and get the training that you need. And as always, stay strapped, stay legal, and make sure to de-escalate every situation. If you feel like things are getting too hot, walk away. All right? It's not worth it, because if you are involved in a shooting, even if it's self-defense, it's going to cost you money that you probably don't have in order to clear your name. So walk away from anything that you feel might turn nasty. That's the best way. Best way to avoid a gunfight is to leave. Walk away. I don't care if you're armed. Walk away. De-escalate, guys. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. ArmedNBlack. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.